there, I thought I would give you a 5-minute FLD for closing the gate. So this one starts, you should always start like with a quick body scan, and I'm gonna let you do that, but lie on your back, just feel yourself, bring your attention within, start to prepare yourself to listen inside. And closing the gate starts on our hands and knees. So what you want to do is to start taking one foot inward towards the other foot, just a little bit. And just notice how you do that. And notice and stay within just your hip joint so your pelvis doesn't start to move. And then start to go to the outside too. And so just see what your range of movement is for your foot inside your hip joint. And so just go to the place where if you went any farther, your whole hip assembly would start to move. And just find that range of movement. And just keep doing that and notice your breath. Notice where you may be holding extra tension. In fact, just for fun, take it down so small that you're not moving. Can you feel what is the muscle group that starts the movement? What's the initiation of the movement? And just starting from there, let the movement start to grow. And see if you can start to follow how that movement grows throughout your entire self. And just let it get bigger and bigger. And what happens if you take it beyond the hip joint? Can you feel how the whole pelvis starts to move? So you start to shorten on one side and then the other. And when you shorten on one side, you lengthen on the other. So now, pause, and you can rest for a minute if you want to. This could be kind of hard on the wrists too, so you might want to shake out your wrists every once in a while. So the next thing to do is to do the other side. And you don't have to usually work on the other side as much as the first side, because one side learns from the other. So you're just exploring this hip joint and what your range of movement is in this hip joint before the pelvis wants to move. And you can even play the little game where you go so small, where you're just noticing what muscle group starts this movement. Tiny, tiny, and then let it start to grow. And always be mindful of holding tension. I just had to let go of some tension in my belly just then. And notice your breathing. And then as before, see what happens if you take your foot beyond your hip joint. Yeah, just notice that. And then rest for a moment. Shake out your wrists. Okay. And then come back on up. And in this position now, take both feet in the same direction. And do some windshield wipers. And let your feet go beyond the hip joint. And can you feel how one side is shortening and the other side is lengthening? And then it switches. My knees keep moving apart. You can even let your head move alternately. let that all go. And rest on your back for a few moments. And just feel your contact with the floor. And if you start off in this position, sometimes what you're feeling and your contact with the floor changes during the lesson. Quite often it does. And then come on up to sitting. And up to standing and walk around with your new hip joints. So what this lesson does is it starts to allow your hip joints to find some new mobility, but it also helps discover how that mobility connects with your pelvis and in fact with your whole spine. So have fun with that.